Okay, so I'm going to be testing this shortly. I mean, it's some sort of extract or oil. I presume it's got capsaicin in it. I received it alongside this package here, so I did test this earlier on. I must admit, I don't know what this is, but it's some sort of maybe extract of capsaicin. But in fact, Food Sense Generation 4, rather than me speculating, is actually easier to tell whether it's got capsaicin in it or not. So let me just change videos and just do, not videos, sorry, cameras, and just do a quick test on this. So I did take a bit of this material labeled X2. We think it may have capsaicin in it. It wasn't labeled other than X2. So I'm going to just go in there and take 100 microliters of it and have a quick look. So I take 100 microliters of that, put it in, make sure I get all the material out, which I have done. I'll just put that, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that that has got, it's got that kind of, well, I say that, and actually I've also got an open source here as well, so that might be what I can smell. So I won't judge yet. Let me go ahead and do this. I've never tested this before, by the way. I'm just doing this live. All right, so I'm taking the buffer, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. Whoops, did I really get that then? Sorry, I might have a slight mistake. 600, 700, 800, 900. Yeah. Now I notice actually this is a bit of a chemistry test here, that this is immediately gone cloudy. So this is kind of some sort of solubility, I want to say thing going on here. I'm just going to vortex this real quick. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. What I might do is actually just bring the vortexer in just so you can see what I'm actually up to. Right, so I'm going to vortex this. It's gone very cloudy when I put that 900 microliters of buffer in. I don't know what X2 is. It's a bit, well, we'll soon find out. Right, so I vortex that up. I'll take a chilli sensor. So I've got a chilli sensor. I'm just going to take that out of shot. I'll just bring that in. I'll put the sensor in like that. We're putting it in a... Right, that's good. Okay. I'm now going to take 50 microliters of this and put it on that. Let's see what we've got. Actually, before I do that, I'm just going to name it in the app. So I have an app here that's in Bluetooth connection with the device. So I'll call this X2, whoops a daisy, X2, oh, I still keep doing that, X2, this is a 1 in 10 dilution. It's my experiment number 1, good, alright. I'm almost ready to go. I'll just put that down for a second. I'll put my 50 microliters onto the sensor, which I have done. I'll choose 1 in 10 because that's what I've been doing. 1 in 10, start, and off it goes. Let's have a quick look at this. Yeah, so it's very, whatever it is, it's very high in, well, not whatever it is, it's high in capsaicin, and it's high, and when it does twice like that, then it tells me already that this is going to be very high in capsaicin, whatever it actually is. The results will then, so as it's sorting that out, what I'll do is I will take this. So don't forget, this was a clear oil originally. It was a yellowy oil. You can see it in here. And there's some yellow oils in here. I put it into 100 microliters. It went quite, sorry, I put it to 900 microliters, 100 microliters, 900, went quite cloudy. I put it on there. It says upload complete to high dilute more, which I will do, but just FYI, I can also I can look at the raw data later on. So I got a suspicion now. Yeah, it does have capsaicin in it, and it's at quite a high concentration of capsaicin. What I'll do is I'm going to take a new sensor. the sensor in into the meter. I'll close that up a bit. Right, what I'll do is I'll take this 1 in 10 dilution. I'll just vortex it really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so I vortex that up pretty quickly. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take 100 microliters of that. I'm going to really wash my hands afterwards, by the way, because I've got a super suspicion that this is, like I say, it just came as X2. It was this kind of oil. I don't prepare chili sauces. I mean, I certainly test them. So possibly some of you watching it will actually have a better idea what this actually is than I do. It's definitely some sort of capsaicin extract. Not definitely. I'm starting to guess that that's what it is. So I took 100 microliters of that. And I'm just going to dilute this now into another 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so now you can appreciate that I've taken a 1 in 10 dilution. I've diluted it a further 10 times, so now I've got a 1 in 100. So now there's what it looks like at the moment. I'm just going to vortex it really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It looks more clear now because it's essentially more diluted. I'm going to put 50 microliters onto the sensor, which is a fresh sensor, and then I will go done. I'm just going to give this a name. This is X2, but it's a 1 in 100 dilution at this time. That'll help me find it later on when we're having a look at the data. I'll put the sensor on. Continue 1 in 100. Make sure I choose that. Start, and off it goes. So I can see the capsaicin is still pretty high. Let's see what it does on the second one. All right, so the 1 in 100 dilution did actually help it a little bit, but it still said upload complete, too high, dilute more. So it's actually asking for another dilution, basically. So this is, again, some of you who maybe prepare sauces would have a guess what this really is. Maybe some sort of, I don't know, distilled concentrated capsaicin or extract of some description. What I will now do is take another vial. I'm going to take 100 microliters. I have to be a little bit careful I don't get my samples mixed up. 1 in 10, 1 in 100. Right, I'm just going to vortex my 1 in 100 quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, that gets it all sort of homogeneous. Then I can come in and take 100 microliters of that, and I've sampled, you know, and the sample I've just taken is representative of the rest of that. So that's 100 microliters, goes into the vial like that. Take the pipette out. Hopefully I've got enough buffer left in here just to finish this job, which I probably have. I'm just going to put 900 microliters of buffer into that. I'll try and be quick. 1, 2, oops, I didn't see, that's why I've just got enough buffer in here. I'll just put a bit more buffer in here. I say I've got enough buffer. I might have to go behind me and grab a bit more buffer in a minute. So that was 1. Let me just grab some more buffer. You can see I'm doing this live, so there's no smoke and mirrors. So I put in 100 microliters. Make sure I'm putting in the right buffer. Yeah. Right, so far I've had 100 microliters of the original, 100 microliters of the 1 in 100 plus 100 microliters of the buffer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, good. All right, so now we're actually at a 1 in 1,000 dilution. I had a suspicion of something like that. I was being a bit right. So now it's it's practically clear because obviously I've diluted this 1,000 times. So don't forget I diluted it 10 times. The machine said upload complete, too high, dilute more. I did a further dilution and went to 1 in 100 dilution, and it said upload complete, dilute more. Now I've actually diluted 1,000 times. Let's see what it comes back and says now. Right, so I've got my sensor. I'll put that in like that. I'm going to put on 50 microliters in a minute. I'm just going to give this a name so I can recognize it later on. 1 in 1,000. That'll make that easier to find. I'll put that on. There we go. Right, so I put that on like that. I'll go continue. Make sure I choose 1 in 1,000, which I have done. Start. Now it should pass this time because I can see the raw signal coming in real time, so I can see the capsaicin peak. So it does seem to be within the machine this time, or the machine's capabilities this time. But you can see the machine is quite smart. That if it realizes there's too much capsaicin to measure, it will instruct you to do some more dilution. So you saw me do a series of dilutions there. As that's uploading, this is something crazy, isn't it? So this has come back at 425,000 Scoville heat units. So it's probably we're super hot. I mean, come on, it's. Yeah, I mean, people think that often they're actually in the hundreds of thousands. They're very rarely in the hundreds of thousands. The only thing that routinely comes in the hundreds of thousands of Scoville heat units is this, the bomb. I mean, we've measured that a few times. That's going to be quite hot. But, yeah, this is... Sorry. Picking up the bomb. It's actually giving me a cough now. All right, so, yeah, this is something crazy. 425,000 Scoville heat units. I've got to be really careful actually because it's just, what is this? All right, no need to. What I'll do now is I'm just going to change screens for a second. Screen 2. All right, now let's go and look at the science of this. Okay, so I've done 3 measurements in fast sequence, all in front of you. I even had to go off and grab some more buffer because obviously you can tell that I wasn't super aware of what the hotness of this was, because I had to actually go behind me and get some more buffer. So let's look at the 1 in 10. All right, so I did a 1 in 10 dilution, but the machine did indicate to me, no, this has got too much capsaicin in it. You need to do another dilution. Yeah, so I've got these kind of massive, crazy peaks. There is capsaicin. I mean, I can see the capsaicin, but it's just too much capsaicin for the machine to make an accurate measurement on. So I did a 1 in 100 dilution, and that's fine. So it came down a bit. Let's have a quick look at those peaks. See, it's still super high, but there, I can see these beautiful, strong peaks. Peak 1, peak 2, and peak 3 for capsaicin. No problems. Very intense. I'll definitely keep this as a sample because this will be useful to me. And then report number 1,000 when we'd actually... Now don't forget, I'd actually diluted this 1,000 times by the time I got to measuring this. So a super strong peak. Peak 1, peak 2 and peak 3. So there's no doubt this is capsaicin. And a very high peak and a Scoville heat unit of 425,000 Scoville heat units, which I've got on my phone here. So you get a nice simple answer. Let's say if you're looking for a simple answer, you can have a nice simple answer like that. But upload complete means something, and all the data is going to the cloud. And if now with somebody like this, obviously they're quite serious in the terms of their science. I realize that's a bit blurry. When I mean they're a bit serious when it comes to their sciencey, if they now want to kind of have a record of this, they can actually, they've got the name, the date, the time. It's all saved up in the cloud, but you can also export it as a PDF. Save that as well. and have a record of that saved up in the cloud. So if you do have any questions regarding food sensor generation 4, basically you don't have to hesitate to contact us. This one's a little bit unusual. Like I say, it was just labeled X2, so okay, we'll have a bit of fun with that. We'll measure it and we'll see what we get. We got something that was 425,000 Scoville heat units, so it's a little crazy. But if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Don't forget, I actually did a 1 in 1,000 dilution, so you can see that if you watch this channel, you'll see that some of the things we've detected are sometimes like 300 Scoville heat units. I tested this evening. This was like 10,000 Scoville heat units. Well, whatever this oil is or this extract is, it's about 425,000 Scoville heat units. So we have a great dynamic range, and that's because the instrument is clever and it can basically cause me to do a series of dilutions until I bring the sample into the right range, but then it can back calculate and actually tell you what the Scoville heat units are. As I say, don't hesitate to contact us. Okay, thanks very much.